Всем привет, с вами Леон Геймер. Продолжаем играть диско Elysium. Так, выключим тут тоже. Так, поехали.
You're back before the cargo container. Its draw has not lessened since you were last here. If anything, it seems you attempt to your left. The lieutenant considers your actions with some puzzlement.
Still here, stuck in this damn jam, my man. What's up? Ah, man, me and narcotics go way back. Had some good times surfing the psychic waves of my own consciousness, you know? But those days are behind me. There are other addictions in my life now. Why the inquiry, my man? Hey, man, that's serious criminal talk. Are you trying to pull some sort of an entrapment thing on me?
Entrapment is a practice whereby an officer of the law induces a person to commit a criminal offense that the person would have otherwise been unlikely to commit, usually through some trickery, persuasion, or fraud.
We have a credible lead, sir. Someone on this roundabout is waiting for a bulk shipment from the harbor to load it on their lorry and drive it to Jamrock.
Not me, man. No way. I don't need any trouble. Shit's bad enough anyway. This jam's got folks up in arms, and I'm afraid it's headed toward a conflagration. Look, man, I try to stay away from the criminal underbelly of Revachol. I'm a guest here. You really need to find another man to probe with those questions.
We wouldn't say he's lying, sire. Ease into it. Don't go too far. This seems like a personal matter.
Cool. We all want to know each other's woes and all. But people, man, they have slippery souls.
Just like that, he slips out of your reach. It is possible the yelling didn't help.
Looking for something, Hunt? Come to tell me to fuck off again? Drugs? They are shit, man. I don't let anything pollute my body. You know where that shit comes from? Sarah Miriza, Safre, Ilmara. They take the money from our local junkie. They know they can't beat us in a fair fight. So they have to get us to weaken ourselves somehow. It's racial sabotage. Racial economic sabotage. Not in, not out. I'll never be
So you're telling us that you don't know anything about drug smuggling through Terminal B?
I don't know shit. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you. What do you think? I can't leave the lorry unguarded. Stuff's been getting looted lately. It's those little kips sneaking around at night. If they touch my stuff, the bosses will be on my ass like ass cancer.
There was a bunch of spilled boxes in the back of a big lorry nearby.
Yeah, I knew that guy. He was an honest driver who loved his country. We were having a good debate about genetics at the Wheeling in Rags when some kip boys smashed his lock and took damn near everything. Since he left, I haven't had anyone to talk to.
If they were getting drunk inside the whirling in rags, how could they know who broke into the lorry?
What? Aren't we allowed to say that he's a kips who do all the stealing around here? That's not rotor science, man. Isn't it obvious? Fucking Sealang, that beady-eyed South Samaran. His little side business is a scam. I wouldn't be surprised if he was peddling drugs as well. That's the one. His tribe are natural liars. It's in their blood. Is your man alright? 100%. He's a lorryman selling his employer stuff. Broke the seals on his Humanox lorry. No doubt he's selling drugs too.
I wouldn't be so sure about it. Not until we've heard what Sealang himself has to say.
Guess so.
The speakers below are banged up and
Everything's still cool here, officer. Drugs? I don't go in for that, officer. Drugs ruin lives. Unless you're into drugs, of course. In which case, drugs are excellent. Mwah! Tasty, tasty drugs. That's so cool. You investigating the local drug trade like some cool narc? But I am not a lorry driver. I am just
a blatant lie, sire. Yet he tells it with such conviction. We'd believe him if we didn't know better.
the fat racist, right? I bet it's him. He has an agenda against me because I'm an immigrant who works harder than he.
So you admit you're a lorry driver?
No, I just said I work harder and he's an asshole.
Realizing he can't get out of it, smart man.
Okay, maybe I'm a lorry driver too. A little. But that's not the most important thing about me. That's my day job. This is my dream. No! That's insane! It's the fat hater. He's been eyeing me for a week and he sent you here. Maybe he's the one, huh? Have you thought? Nothing. I told you. I'm not a dumb guy.
And what crowd is...
Crowd. You know, the drug crowd.
No, he wasn't talking about an abstract crowd. It was that crowd.
Shush, please. There's bad people doing bad things here. That's all I know. Please, don't get
Привет,
into
Кирилл.
this mess. I spent 15
Лайк
years
поставь, пожалуйста.
working my way up.
Here we go. There's a tiny bit of truth on the table. Zoom in on it.
Спасибо.
It's a she, okay? The other drivers call her the lady driver. You're better off staying away from her. The way they talk about her, she's no lady.
Interesting. Could this driver be connected to the Hardy Boys?
I don't know. Maybe. If she is, I haven't gone near her.
He's not ruling her out.
All of them. I don't know. I told you all I know. Are we cool now? I really want us to be cool now.
Who exactly is talking about this lady driver of yours? The racist or the other one?
All of them. Even the ones who've left. I don't hang out with them. I don't remember who has tattoos. I don't know. I'm not local. I don't know anything about that. All right. I scored. Let's cap this off with a purchase. You can walk away from here with funky sunglasses, detectives. Both of you. You deserve it.
Start with a little compliment, then work your way up from there. This is about business, remember.
Oh, okay. But why, officer?
After all this mess, the broken seals, lying to you,
An investment? What kind of investment? I hear you, officer. What kind of a sum are we talking about here? Officer, do I look like a drug lord? I don't have that kind of money. Sounds like a fair deal all around.
Corruption.
it's just like bus or seagull. A kid watching out of a window describing things going by. He doesn't like it too much, but what do you do?
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything. Sure thing. Sure, man.
got nothing to say to you.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here. Oh, so you went and talked to my mommy, and now she's making me play with you.
And what's gonna happen if we don't? You gonna go and tell on us?
Yeah, I heard him. Now fuck do you think I'm doing? Let me state this very clearly, capo. Hello, officer. I'm Titus Hardy, and these are...
But having Everard back you up like that did seem to have some effect. Starting from the right, once the world sitting across, he spent it, and then the emblem on his vest says Rowing Club. A little patch below it reads, in the far corner, standard working boot, steel reinforced toes, size 44, 40-something, non-alcoholic beverage in hand. You squint. Is that a plectrum? Size 41, with the light step. Not a child, after all. An older man with a rat face, mean, watery eyes, and two in the middle, heaving and wheezing. Big guy. Boots in conclusion. The exactly.
The fuck is with you, fella? Again.
Good one, Titus.
About fucking time.
Behind the dockworkers, a ceiling-height window. The hawthorn branches. The woman still has.
If you want her attention, you may need to be more forceful. If you want her attention.
Where am I? Who are you? Never mind. I remember now. I'm still stuck in that traffic jam in the 50s. The men have small jaws and everything is made out of plastic. Why do you need plastic when you can make the world out of amber? Back in Methka, during the time of the revolution, the sidewalks and cafes are filled with young people. I was on my way to see a new Boyadero picture until you came along, Daddy. This is Gabriel Buenguerro.
A strikingly handsome man looks straight at you, his head crowned with a wide brim hat. His hair is dark as an oil.
He was the biggest star of his day. Girls used to faint in the aisles of cinema whenever he came on the screen. And schoolboys used to memorize all of his lines.
In all likelihood, it's a world that's only ever existed in her mind.
Someone was. They are someone's memories, boy. What difference does it make if they're beautiful? That is all that matters. Beautiful and true. And they will win. They're coming for this, you know.
All of what? The world. The present.
I wasn't dreaming. I was there, Loman. It was early spring, and the man behind the black sun had just come out. The post, while you, people, were tearing each other apart over your petty little revolution.
The Republic of Mesk is a massive confederation on the Isola of Muindi, the world's largest state by territory. It's a petrostate, a constitutional monarchy, and, as of recently, an outcast.
Why not, Harife? It's not like diamonds. Of course not. But wouldn't it be marvelous if I was? Whatever stupid things they put in the lorry, I imagine. I quit concerning myself with that a long time ago. Besides, I don't drive the lorry for the cargo, if you know what I mean. Then it's contraband, lawman. What? Do you want to take an old woman in? Be my guest. Lock me away.
Bad hand. Hermenegildos's bad hand strangled 300 people. What can I say? Some people just really like strangling people.
Of course not. To truly understand the boyadero.
A boyadero, boya for short, is a cowherder from upstream Magritte, the great steppes of northern Mesk. People like Manana at the gates have turned it into an ideology of sorts.
It's an old ballad about a young girl who falls in love with a daring boyadero. He promises to marry her as soon as he returns. Of course not. The boyadero returns from the western plain a changed man. One night, as he and his beloved are out.
In the background, you can hear the orchestra swell as the screen fills with the maiden's imploring eyes.
So the boyadero strangles his beloved and throws her body in the Magritte. Then he rides off, because the western plain is calling to him. You have to understand. A true boyadero needs a whole horizon to himself. He can't be tied down by man or woman. His beloved was selfish. She didn't know what it meant to love a boyadero. Did you just call me a lady, Harife? I'm not that either, Harife. I've gone too far from it all to remember what was between my legs. It doesn't work like that on the long haul. I'm only terrifying to small children and to those...
Yeah, it's not her. Believe me.
Because they can no longer recognize the person I once was. The big ones, the trucks. There's no women and men there. It's all just... In the middle of this town, there's a ghostly motorway. It takes all...
In the background, a quiet song seeps from her cabin into the air. You don't hear any vocals.
How should I know? Do I look like I spend a lot of time with the other communers sniffing around when I have my movies to go to? Oh, Sim.
She's just a distracted old woman. We should maybe let her get back to her.
So he doesn't think...
You hear that, Lowman? I don't think your partner likes you spending too much time with me. Oh, don't worry about me. I'm one of the best communers around. I drive routes no one else will. Lomonosov's Land, Udashnaya Zemlya, the Western Plain, the Transcatolia Magistral, you for 1A, Adestradas du Mirador, all the good ones, the deep trenches, where the bluebirds fly. You're right, Lowman. I'm the one who should take my health more seriously. Thank you for looking up.
A correct appraisal. You're quite...
Is that all you woke me up to say? What do I need drugs for, Lowman? What I see, what I feel, the great adversary, not... Yes, there is a protagonista and an adversario. I am on the side of the adversary.
Those epithets are familiar somehow. The great adversary, the great unrest.
Then what will you get?
Maybe if she thought you're corrupt.
Who the fuck is Ira? Ah, and what do I care about the union boss? He's no Gabriel. He's no Franco Negro. He's not even Hermenegildo the Hound. Maybe. Probably not. Makes no difference to me either way. Just this month, I made half a dozen trips from Saramiriza to Grat. And the U41A. What do you think they take from Saramiriza to Grat, Loman? No, Loman. Diamonds. Diamonds are good for you, Loman. You should try them sometime. Make yourself pretty like Eva de Zoras. Easy. He's the skinny man who thinks he's a poet. Never trust a poet. Also, he's the only one I can see from here.
That's correct. There is no visibility of any of the others.
Where do you want me to go? This isn't so bad. I can listen to music, or the seagulls. Look at all the colors and the futures of this world. Or I can just relax and let my mind carry me back where it will, to the Great Plains.
I think we're done here, no?
Yes, go. Enough jamboree. I need to get back to Mesky.
Right to work! Right!
Hola, Wandering Man. How can I help you? Yeah, the janitor who gave me the key to his apartment said the guy's a bit of an asshole. Like I said before, I don't know much about this weasel, but the bossman said he's a real piece of work. Thanks for helping out, friend. Hola, Wandering Man.
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really...
Looking for something odd? Come to tell me to fuck off again? I don't know what you're talking about. He did something. He stole his employer's goods and another lorryman's job. You should be thankful for the tip. Listen up, fuckwits. You don't scare me. You cops don't run Revachol West. You don't run Martinez. You don't run anything.
No. He means La Puta Madre.
A legendary, and not in a good way, crime boss from Jamrock. Controls what is probably the most...
Yeah, him.
Then I presume you are familiar with his pit.
Yeah, they're his little bitches. He's got them all over the unions.
Not just the unions. He has peonies everywhere. Some say he even has them in the RCM. Dirty fucking peonies who'd do anything for him. Multi-ethnic drug addicts.
The lieutenant adopts a rodentine quality. Be cool, sire. He's getting into this.
You're not peonies. You wouldn't be investigating a drug thing if you...
No, of course not. We are not peonies. But if we were, and one of Madre's drivers were to be stealing from him, then it's a good peony's job to find out who that is.
He's surprisingly good at this. Not bad at all. Look at him lurching.
It's not a hard job. It won't take a long time. It won't make Padre Madre angry. But a stupid fucking racist is standing in the way, protecting this fucking thief.
I'm not scared of you or the mob. I'm under the protection of the Lorrymen and Carters Guild.
You've seen that corpse in the ceramic armor there. Did his shitty little guild protect him?
Nah, you wouldn't just leave him out there if you...
The lieutenant turns and gives you, be careful. This man's still got some fight in him, by the looks of it. It won't be easy to break him. Men like this only respect two things: strength and fear.
Fuck you, I told you. I'm...
There. His voice grows smaller, as yours.
Look, fuck you, man. It's some lorry down there. Green, banged up thing. I don't fucking know who she is.
When did she go away?
I don't know. I don't even know her name. She just rolls with the fleet and acts like a big shot. Some dyke, probably. I haven't even seen her for days. Past the monument. Down there. The Green Temple. Now, leave me the fuck alone, okay?
A small temple by the monument. Green. Let's get into that lorry.
This green found, A to Z, contemporain, is parked in the shadow of the ruins looming overhead. It's seen better.
This must be the one he told us about, unless he was lying.
The glass on the side windows is tinted and covered with dust. You can barely make out the shape of the seat and two steering levers. The glass on the side windows is tinted and covered with dust. You can barely make out the shape of the seat and two steering levers. The door is locked. The handle looks shiny, like it's recently replaced. There's no pick in this lock. The owner has put special care into it. It's a recessed design.
Use the pry bar to smash the window. Open it from the inside. This has been hard enough. No need to make it any harder.
This green found, A to Z, contemporain, is parked, pry bar in hand. You take a hard swing at the window. A loud thunk. Looks like the window might be shatterproof. You may have to rethink your approach.
No, it's not shatterproof. Give me that.
He smashes it into the window. Droplets of glass fly everywhere, shattering over the lorry floor and pavement. You can just reach in now. The smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. The cabin inside is plastered with old movie posters. Actresses smile from the walls. There's a radio transmitter in the front and a toolbox tucked under the driver's seat. Some tools lie scattered near the bed. There's something odd about the passenger seat. The seating fabric has been pulled tight over the lower side of the seat where the toolbox should be. These are movie posters featuring starlets from long-forgotten films from the 20s, the teen. One of them particularly catches your eye. A centerfold of an ingenue attached right above the back seat. There's definitely perfume in the air. It's spicy, with a hint of amberette, wafting through the bitter air of the cabin. The remnants of a sweet juniper-scented perfume, probably Grenade No. 5. The actress is draped in a sheathed dress, one of her shoulders bared. The faded remains of an autograph run across the poster. This is Tijon, a starlet from the dawn of cinematography, less known for her talent than her tragic, untimely death. She wasted away in a drug den called the Door to the River, not far from here on Boogie Street, a mixture of cocaine and morphine. She was afraid of the world and the camera, the actresses and the rear actor. Looks like the frequency dial is absent. It requires a key to work, but the key has been removed, likely by the missing lady driver.
Strange. There are so many radio stations saved here. Must be over 100 at least.
It has to be an advanced model to fit so many frequencies next to each other without blending them together.
No, that's on 78.9. What? I happen to have committed the frequency to memory. For contacting an entire fleet of lorrymen, for example. This is all shortwave, UW and UKV. Looks like we are dealing with an impressive organizational tool. The nerve center of a huge operation. With quite a range too.
A 20-kilometer radius at least. Perhaps extended by an attachable antenna that's not here right now.
Doesn't look like it. It's completely inoperable without the dial key.
The ghostly actresses. You wedge yourself under the steering wheel to get a better look. Seems like the few tools lying around here. A hammer, a pair of pliers, a rusty... But one odd detail does catch your eye. A piece of sandpaper has been glued to the throttle. Sandpaper adds extra grip.
Sandpaper? A novel technique? Yes? Which means that the missing lady driver was present at the lynching. Looks like her, yes. Now we know for certain who's the missing 8th person at the lynching. Do you think that Hardy and his boys could also be involved in the drug operation? We should see what Titus has got to say on the matter. Are we finished with the lorry?
The movie stars are still smiling from the walls. Voila, a stack of neatly folded papers has been stashed behind the seating fabric. You see 3 maps depicting a large metropolitan area. It's Revachol.
Bonne prise.
This large map displays the elevated motorway called 881. The intake leading to Martinez is marked with a blue X. There's another X. Toll booths at the intakes are marked with a circle. It looks like there are scant few ways of getting onto the elevated motorway that runs over Jamrock. And this person knows them all. There, hundreds of thousands of motor carriages roar on the 881, high above the mass of brown and red roofs that is Jamrock. The commuters don't even look down. The world ceases to exist outside the windshield. To Kuron, through the middle-income neighborhoods there, by the river, and then to Stella Maris and La Delta for work, while the men and women of Jamrock scuttle to their fates below the road. This municipal map from the 30s displays a complex system of storm sewers underneath a sub-district called the Pox, old military hospital, right adjacent to the 41st precinct. The final map displays a labyrinth of service tunnels left over from the construction of Motorway 881. A few routes have been marked with a pen, where the tunnels and sewers surface near the eminent domain and a traffic island in central Jamrock by the lake. These service tunnels were probably used during the construction of the foundation beneath the Looks like the smugglers have infiltrated the road network belonging to East Motor Tract.
So it would seem. The RCM patrols most of these auxiliary roads, though apparently not all of them. Hard to say. This distribution network looks certainly large, yet still vague enough. It doesn't reveal much about the Besmerti behind it. The Besmerti is a Revacholian crime syndicate. They see themselves as the inheritors of the 14 Revacholian Indo-tribes, but really they're just violent gangs vying for control on the west side of Revachol. With cool names like La Puta Madre and Aura Masta. It's a dark parody. It's definitely not the Union. They just do some logistics. This operation has spread everywhere in Jamrock. If it's that widespread, then Madre remains the most likely suspect. Here's bad news. There have been attempts at a serious investigation before, but they haven't ended well for those involved. Best not to disturb the scene. I'll have forensics go over the lorry and pick this up later.
The stack of maps looks just like before, barely noticeable. The movie stars look silently by, and the pull-out toolbox has a rubber handle, worn from years of use. A metallic drawer slides out from the seat. It's empty, except for a folded. It's an issue of Périphérique from last Wednesday. A piece of paper falls out from its pages. It looks like an article ripped out from a radio enthusiast magazine. Complex mathematical equations explain the basics of something called
the Ulan frequency system? I've never heard of that before. I know of FM, AM, UKV, but...
The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. The rest is as it was. Posters, a radio, a metallic drawer slides out from the seat. The pull-out toolbox slightly closed the rusty old lorry door.
Great. I think we got everything. A word, detective? Before we return to Joyce? Alright, we've finished here. Let's quickly debrief and go over what we found, so we don't do it in front of the company rep. Honestly, I'm quite worried by what we've seen so far. The evidence seems to point to a rather... I'm especially intrigued by that radio transmitter, particularly the sheer number of stations it can connect. Looks like this alleged drug trade casts a wide net.
This means it's well-funded. Technology like that.
I'm not sure what the Ulan frequencies are all about, but they may hold some significance. Perhaps it's a better way to connect between fleets while avoiding frequency bleed, or maybe it's used to tap into RCM networks. Oh, and the maps we found. They reveal the geographical extent of the operation. Looks like they've used abandoned tunnels and access roads to stay hidden. This is useful info. And last but not least, it looks like the Hardy Boys knew this driver, as we know that she was present at the lynching. This may be the Union connection we've been searching for.
The probe and the case converged, he thinks. This was quite the find.
As elegant as they are, I don't think they are relevant to the drug trade. Yes, well... Like Joyce told us, yes, logistically. But don't expect to bust this open during our stay here. At best, this is an angle we can use against them, to other ends, as extra ammunition.
Meaning, someone as slippery as Everard won't be caught by a couple of cops and some stuff they found in some cabin.
We should return to the murder case, see what Joyce tells us about the lynching. When we are done for the day, I call my station and suggest our narcotics department look into it. There are more than enough grounds to start an official investigation, sometime later when we are done here. We do not want to get caught in that. The fact that one hasn't started already gives me pause. An investigation, I mean. Especially if the Madrid grouping is involved, and I can't imagine they aren't. It's certainly worrisome. All the same, I don't like the idea of internal affairs descending on the matter. That won't help anyone either. Debrief over. After you.
I saw you poking around in Lady Driver's lorry. She in trouble? Nah, man. I was telling you the truth. I really didn't think it'd be her. She's okay. Sort of troubled, but...
So that's what that emotion was before. It was wishful.
What else do you know about her?
Nothing. We just talked a bit. About life and stuff. She left me a key so I can park a lawyer if the jam broke. So, she in trouble or what? Oh man, that's like a load off my mind. All that stress was messing up my rhymes.
He chooses to believe what's best for her.
Oh, you know. Tommy Leham's gonna be a musician. Sprechgesang, but with beats. I've got a lot of free time on the road to hone my craft.
The correct grammar is Tommy Lahom.
Tommy Lam was taken. My real name's Jerry Lafitte. Tommy's way better.
The man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm. Wait, there's something here, stored away in some dusty corner. It starts like...
Whoa. What else? Silent communion. That's good. Dang, that's some great shit. You came up with that yourself. Fucking A. Seems I got you all wrong. Cop, it's good to meet a fellow poet. Someone with an appreciation for real text. The others here, so you don't really get it. I get you. When they really click, it makes the world seem manageable. Good to be on the same page.
You found some common ground with this man. Even impressed him. The next time you look in the mirror, though, remember those words.
I've got nothing to say to you.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here. Like hell you have. There is no local drug trade. This place is as clean as a rifle. Go back to Jamrock and ask the local junk.
We'll do that. In the meantime, did you know that there's an abandoned lorry at the intersection that was used to move raw ingredients for drugs from Terminal B to Jamrock? The person driving it was present at the hanging. It was one of you. We've connected the footprints. Detective, do you want to deliver the coup de grâce?
The thought forms in your head, like a lightning strike branching in the sky.
That's a mighty interesting theory. I guess that's what you would need to do, theoretically. A big, strong, state-run monopoly would outcompete the run-some.
Yeah, man. Theoretically, that's what you would do. To get rid of the gangs.
You would need good, trustworthy people to take their place, of course. Hardy men to run such a monopoly. For the good of the community, of course. Boo fucking who. People will always be taking drugs.
Yeah, that's what the labor movement is all about. Clean and organized.
Theoretically, of course. We're just talking politics here. My answer to...
Not quite yet, Mr. Hardy. There were 8 sets of prints on the crime scene. There are only 7 Hardy boys here.
My answer is... fuck off. Mind your own business. There is no 8th Hardy.
And here we go. Back to the usual.
I know! Fatty walked on all 4s. He's so fucking fat he left 2 sets of footprints.
Despite everything, the little man is quick on...
Go fuck your mom, Dennis.
That's more like it, boys. You heard him. It was Angus on all 4s. Anything else you need to know? I've got nothing to say to you.
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimpled lock. The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you...
Oh, hello, dear. There you are again. Oh, hello, dear. There you are again.
There's really no point in manipulating anyone. She'd be only too pleased to tell you about her work. Go on and ask.
Oh, I'd be delighted. Truth be told.
1 cryptid, not a couple. 1. This won't turn into some kind of cryptid extravaganza.
He nods and assumes a weight. Ooh, tough choice then.
That would be the giant of Kokonur. The giant lives in the most arid parts of the vast Kokonur Desert in South Samara. Mirage or psychogenous luminance. No one knows for sure. It is like an awful mountain appearing from below the horizon and expanding to cover almost the towering luminosity of Kokonur is a bad omen in local folklore. Some say it's a Fata Morgana, others, fate unimaginable.
Who here? No animal can be that large. It's a mirage.
That's what makes it so peculiar. A species surviving at the very limits of scientific law. The giant of Kokonur must be the largest. There are limits, you see, to how large a metabolism an ecosystem can beget. Some say a gravity anomaly below the Kokonur desert might allow the creature to grow to these gargantuan sizes.
Gravity anomaly? Digging it. Digging this parascientific stuff right here.
Hey, you promised you'd only ask about one cryptid.
The lieutenant paused.
Ah, fuck it. Let's have...
Well, the smallest cryptid is the Cryobacter catlensis, a unicellular bacterium. It was discovered in one of the northernmost points of Katla on the bacterial colony Mijanu found had remained alive while frozen in ice for longer than anyone could reliably estimate. Certainly from before recorded history, Mijanu disappeared shortly after injecting herself with the bacteria she had brought back to study, no doubt in hopes of prolonging her own life. Yes, and she's quite mad, too. After she treated herself with the bacteria, she stopped aging, but also became increasingly eccentric and irascible. We can assume that she has been living somewhere in the wilderness for decades now, all alone except for the Cryobacter catlensis coursing through her bloodstream. Of course, dear.
Can I help you?
The door is closed. This door can only... Still nothing. The lieutenant gives you... Still nothing. The lieutenant gives you a quick glance.
Can I help you? Can I help? Got the 20 real? Then why are you wasting my time and yours? Another thing. Great. Yes, and the phone company is taking its sweet time sending someone to fix it. Losers. It's not strange, it's inconvenient. Who told you that? Fine, yeah, it looked like someone had messed with the wiring. It was shortly after the hanging, but I don't know if it's at all related. If you do find out who cut the line, though, let me know, so I can forward them the repair bill. Oh yes, that door, sure. There's nothing mysterious about it. It's just a door. Yes. What else? Yes.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a put...
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Not yet, but I was able to convince the database people to share private sector information. Just a moment, officer.
10-4, come in, officer. Over. 10-4, I know I already wrote it in a report, but it will stay on my desk for a few days. Over. Roger that, 10-10, over and out.
The afternoon sun shimmers off the white on blue police livery of the motor carriage. Do something important? Something murder-related? There's always something important. Doesn't mean you can't take a moment to admire this piece of machinery. This is a Caprice Kanema, the Caprice Motor Corps follow-up to their highly successful workhorse, Caprice 40, and the answer to the Lum's racing breed, Ferv series. With its air-cooled, rear-mounted 12-cylinder compression ignition engine, driving the rear wheels through a 4-speed manual gearbox, the Kanema is able to reach 100 kilometers per hour in 13.5 seconds and go on to a top speed of 100. The high center of balance is offset by a large battery bank mounted at the bottom of the cabin, feeding all the auxiliary systems and making the Kanema effectively a mobile power. Due to a quite steep price tag, it is very unusual to see one in police livery.
You want to take a closer look? $130.
I reckon that's a 7-liter V12 there. Man, that's got to be a major advancement over the KR-18 GU engine on the old Caprice 40.
7.2. Supercharged. Yes, an extraordinary machine.
It's nice and all, but why so modest? Put some zing into it. Flare it up. Slam it down. Helium headlights would improve the range and quality of the visual field a lot.
Actually, I have a pair at home. Just haven't gotten around to fitting them yet. I need to lay some wiring for the ballast first. Maybe. Yes, definitely maybe.
And means no. A sturdy metal door guards the southwest entrance to the door rattles.
Stop banging on the door! I'm not letting any more strangers inside. Doesn't matter.
From within comes the faint sound of a broom sweeping.
The police? No. I already told you. I won't be responsible for any. Go check the backyard door. Maybe someone there will.
Backyard door?
You're back. Good. Yes, my eyes on the harbour have sent word to that effect. What have you discovered? It doesn't really matter, and I do apologize for the surveillance. Wild Pines can't afford to be blind at a time like—
One of the tall buildings overlooking the roundabout, most likely. That would give them a read on the entire quarter.
In any case, it's a relief to know someone has looked into it. If I may ask, will there be an official investigation? I assume you discovered that—
If there is an investigation, it will be part of an ongoing operation, subject to confidentiality. I'm sure you understand.
Of course, detectives. In any case, you've held up your end of our arrangement. I trust you with the rest. Now it's my turn. I wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the situation demands it. If you don't solve this murder, I'm afraid we may have a bloodbath on our hands. Yes, I'm afraid this strike may descend into a small-scale civil war, with possible consequences for—
Since you are sharing, ma'am, this is also the RCM's worst-case scenario.
Then we're on the same page, as grim as it may be. I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. In that moment, they elected to deploy a private military contractor as an insurance measure. They called it my security. They were dispatched after I relayed the union's initial offer.
Every worker...
A member of the board. I tried to convince my employer it was simply a piece of rhetoric, or a joke. They did not appreciate the who. Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple. They are meant to intimidate the Union into surrendering.
Who are they, exactly?
Crenel, an Oranese military company. As far as I know, 3 arrived in Martinez. They report to me sporadically, but they do not answer to me. To be frank, our relationship is deteriorating. They wear ceramic armor, have semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience. They also have trauma and stressor disorder, and no idea how to conduct themselves in an urban...
So, what happened?
The story is, one of them, the Colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman while he was drunk and separated from his unit. This allowed some of the more militant Union members to He was taken out behind the whirling in rags and lynched last Sunday night. Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbor. I have not been able to discuss this matter with anyone there. The remaining 2 Crenel contractors carry out their orders, for now. It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once this investigation is concluded, executions will follow.
What is the nature of this so-called investigation?
Whether to execute one, some, or all of the Union militants. It was the Union who strung him from that tree. My hope is that you provide a single concrete suspect before Crenel indiscriminately pick theirs. Simply put, if you don't pin this on someone good, and do it fast, they will identify and execute everyone present at the lynching. This in turn will force the Union to respond.
The Débardeurs have over 2,000 men. It will be 1,000 to 1.
Have you ever seen a Hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? It's not pretty.
The Serai's giant hornet, the world's 2nd largest insect, can kill 40 honeybees a minute, while a group of 30 can decimate an entire hive of 20,000 bees in less than 4 hours.
These men work in tandem using semi- and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most Union workers don't have guns.
The muzzle loaders need to be reloaded after every 1 or 2 shots. The automatics every 1 or 2.
As I said, a bloodbath. Too many things have already gone wrong. Nameless, badgeless detective of the citizens' militia. All we can do is keep that which is not from following suit. One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and I may be able to defuse this situation. Not much. Their public resume is relatively good, as far as private military contractors go. I believe they were once called Down. They boast a long list of clients. Saint-Baptiste, Welchman Lorenz, Eintracht. A warning sign, however. The operations concerned all take place in
Meaning they're used to operating in war zones.
Yes. All the good conflict corridors, Supramundi, Yesut, the Seminese Islands, countries that don't have a good record reporting atrocious military conduct on their soil. Sadly, no. Before this happened, I had little interest in them. Now that I do, I don't have the resources. If you still have access to the ICP's database, you could run a better background check than I ever could. It may take some time, though.
Do you know a lot about the inner workings of the RC?
In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I was prepared to deal with the RCM. I did not think I'd be dealing with a group like Crenel. I have, and they will. However, these orders take time to reach what is basically a rogue unit out in the field here. Until they do, it's all on us.
She's being truthful. She is pressing them as hard as she can.
Or he didn't. This is information passed on to me from some teenagers loitering around the canal. I cannot test the remaining contractors. Their tribunal. It's what they believe, that the man was killed because he assaulted a local woman. I've asked around a bit. This seems to be the accepted...
The lieutenant consults his notebook, his eyebrows knitted in...
Odd. We haven't heard any reports about an assault in connection with the lynching. What?
Last Sunday night, at the Whirling in Rags, the hostel by the gates. Supposedly, the colonel was drunk. Maybe on... Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. Sometime later, a group of dock workers got their hands on him. That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest idea. As I said, it's a rumor. About a rumor. In any case, it's what the colonel's remaining colleagues believe. If you mean did I see him alive? Yes. But I didn't... Lely. His service name. A nom de guerre, most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. Only one of them did. A bad son. One is a man. Corty, they call him. A nickname as well. The other a woman. Phyllis de Paul. Corty is...
What would you say was his eye color? The deceased.
She closes her eyes, trying to picture the man's face.
I can't remember.
The lieutenant was testing her, asking a small detail first to see if she knew him better than she let on. She passed.
That's all right, ma'am. Anything else? Nationality? What would you say?
He was 40. Or 50. It's hard to say which. He had a combat injury on his lower jaw. It made it difficult to estimate his age, or gauge his facial
Indeed. This matches the dental reconstruction we saw on the body. What else? Nationality? Accent?
He was, Occidental, I think. Light brown hair, a mixed accent, Oranese, or Messinian, maybe. In a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to speak through it, through the injury. That's all I know, I guess. I only met him once. They've gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend seeking them out. For one, they're almost certainly armed to the teeth. They don't have the same respect for the Revachol citizens' militia as I do. To put it bluntly, they think you're vigilantes. Ghetto savages. It will not be a fruitful meeting. You're likely to run into them eventually. When that happens, I'll be in a better position to mediate if I don't appear involved.
One is obviously the scab leader at the harbour gates. The one chanting the idiotic slogans. He's barely maintaining his... The other has a vantage point in a building south of the roundabout. They were keeping tabs on you while you were canvassing the lorry drivers.
That may be so. I still hope you heed my advice. There's no need to kick the hornet's nest.
For all your talk of averting this catastrophe, the situation at the gate is a powder keg. Does this not bother?
Of course it bothers me, Lieutenant. But my hands are tied. How would my employer react if it appeared I were intervening on behalf of the...
Your concern may be appearances. Ours is keeping the peace.
Would afford a good vantage point. In any case, it's practically inaccessible.
Where is your radio for contacting them, if I may ask? Do you have an earpiece?
Heavens no. I'm not an undercover agent. There's a short wave at the ship's wheel. I hope I can answer it better. Until the executions start? Truthfully, I don't know. It depends on their progress identifying the members of the lynch...
They don't report their progress to you?
Not on this matter. I'm afraid they consider this a personal initiative. It's a matter of days, not weeks. I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. If there is anything else I can help you with, please ask. Of course. Excuse my hesitation before.
For about half a minute.
It was taken with a trigette not long ago. This is the man's upper body. There were no more markings on his hands or legs.
Sorry. I was trying to see if I can read the web of interdependencies between these points. The stars. I can't. But that's how you read this story. The points themselves don't have letters, numbers, anything. Their size, location on the body, and distance from each other tell close. Port cities. This is an Oronese map of the waterways, a sailor's tattoo worn by wayfarers of the Dolorian century, over 300 years ago. The sailor's soul would use it to fly back home if they should die abroad. This is a sort of contraption to be reeled back in by. The silver quite a few. Vredefort, the Oronese capital, traditionally stands on the right shoulder.
What next?
Then he made his way to the Pretto Grande, through what I think must be the Stutz Canal, an artificial channel through the Occident. From the Pretto, he sailed to the Insulindic Ocean, first to Semines Island, Revachol. Those are the two constants, Vredefort on the shoulder and Revachol in the heart. They started the tradition of these maps right after the discovery of Insulinde, at the dawn of the Interinsulary Age.
The old world passing by.
You said you can't read it.
I can't. This man was no sailor, and these are no ports. I can understand geographic...
In Martinez, looking into Krenel, he writes in one. Then the man puts down his pen and rubs his temples with both hands. Outside, there is a siren. Distant gunshots on the streets of the Jamrock. Vredefort? Vredefort has a military academy. The Semines Islands saw a recent conflict. In Revachol, he was executed.
That makes sense to me. We have no more use for a map of the waterways, just like we don't need sailors the way we used to. This is what the custom would morph into on the Occident. Mercenary.
For all the boys looking for adventure, a blood spatter on the seas.
His platoon members? The other contractors. Though I do not suggest you go and show...
Surely there are other people to ask about the tattoo. This is not necessary to complete the task, officer. It's a dangerous side task. Search elsewhere.
Do what you have to do, Detective. I don't think deciphering that tattoo should come before public security. But if you should wade into the mob to find out, I couldn't stop you.
We will be careful, ma'am.
Is there anything else I can help you with? Hello again, officers.
What's that noise down there?
There must be another way into the building.
The woman before.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People. God, I've told her not to do that. It's disgusting. And I told you to mind your own business. Clearly, you have no idea how hard it is to raise a girl in this economy. She can, if she has enough willpower. This is what's called growing pains.
Come on, ma'am. It's obvious she can't do anything about it. You are placing an unnecessary burden on a young child.
She stands stiff and severe, silent. She's looking for one, but there simply aren't any good arguments.
Oh no. Hold on. I need to invite her inside and apologize. She must be freezing out there. There. I don't know what to say to you. My husband, he tries to teach me business lessons. I have what my mother called a dull mind. All this stress. Yes, my husband is a successful entrepreneur east of the river. If only he were more involved in the business we're running up here. No matter. Soon we'll both be off for Grand Couronne. It's a proper place to live. One of the most peaceful neighborhoods east of Jamrock. Most of the buildings are empty at the moment. It's a great opportunity to get ahead of the crowds. He made the initial investment. Since then, he's been what you might call a silent...
Super silent. Almost inaudibly so.
Yes, I'm afraid so. A real treat she is. It would be nice if she had... No, we couldn't have afforded more children.
A glimmer of sadness blinks through the well-crafted exterior.
We're quite busy people, you know, my husband and I. Quite busy. Children are a lot of work. You don't look like a... I'm sorry. I'm sure you do understand. She's been too busy helping me here. So she studied at home this trimester. This is a temporary solution, of course. I assure you, I of all people understand the importance of education.
And hell freezes over? Never mind. It's not a good topic to get into. The woman looks aloof.
I'm sorry, sir. I can't talk right now. I'm very busy with my home.
You just can't win. Out of the rain and into the gutter.
Math. It's really difficult. Like, really. They say you need it to get rich. Best. Oh, I found something while you were away. I thought this would fit you. Like, thanks for helping out. Not me. The city, I mean. Like a detective does. Just what Dick Mullen would ask. I got it from behind the curtains. I'm not really supposed to go there. Maybe. It's the hat Dick Mullen wears all the time. You'll look way more serious with that. Right, I have to get back to my homework now, before Mum notices. Man, this is hard. Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here for more books? Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here for more?
Because you know each other. She's been talking to you so openly because you've talked before.
Yes, I used to stand out there all the time, before Mother told me to focus on my home. You've been running around all week without your shirt on, sir. Telling people about being a star or something. I don't really understand who those stars... Of course, you've stopped by a few times. You certainly look better than the last time I saw you. Yeah, but you don't have party eyes anymore.
Party eyes. Yes, of course. That makes sense.
You know, like a cat in the dark, all big and wide-eyed. It certainly looks odd on a man.
The swiveling eyes of a loony drug addict. That is what she meant. You were probably gurning too. Good thing she didn't say party eyes loud. Her mother's nearby. Fuck yeah. You should get some party eyes right now. Snap those sequins on you, boy. Don't leave us hanging like that, man. Open yourself to the experiences of the world. Expand your consciousness with amphetamines.
I'm glad I could help you, sir. Hi, Ace Detective.
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before... A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of ceremonies, trinkets, and charms. It appears to be locked. Ow. Shoot. Whose moronic idea was it to just run through the door? Don't you know that things like that hurt?
Are you alright? This looked pretty intense and painful.
What is going on there? Are you really trying to break down the back door? I warn you, don't tempt the spirits, officer. Don't tempt the spirits, or you'll damage the holy wards on the door.
It barely looks like you've done any damage to the door, however. It's still locked and closed, covered in dozens of little charms and trinkets. Several maps have... The maps look old and faded. Your eye catch... The north coast of a verdant island is shattered by the delta of a river. It is the River Esperance. Countless bridges put the shards back together. Connected to the east, rolling hillsides, Le Jardin, Stella Marie, the suburbs of Samba, Huron. It's somewhere to live, Not bad. Then there's Jamrock. It's bad. People shouldn't live there. It's so small you can't even see it on the map. No, wait. There it is. North of Jamrock. The strip of coast next to the Greater Rivershell Industrial Harbour. No, this is somewhere to be.
I'm sorry, officer. The map of Martinez is the only one available. The other two are not for sale anymore. They're quite valuable, though they might not look it. The map of Martinez is 90 cents, though. Yes, yes. Are you interested or not?
Several maps. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches up slowly. You move your hand.
Perhaps not. It's against RCM policy to defraud small business.
Several maps. The maps look old and faded. Your slowly. You move.
Perhaps.
Several maps. The maps look old and faded. Your slowly. You.
Perhaps not.
Several maps. The maps look old and faded. Your eye. You peek at the storekeeper, waiting for her to be distracted. When she's not looking, you deftly rip the map off the bulletin board. You're now the proud owner of a map of Martinez, which, to be honest, did not even cost that much. Shelves full of biographies of famous people, whoever they are. This bookstore is not strictly about crime. Amidst the various books, you find one written by someone named Matthias W. Dundas. These three things are very important. The point of the book, and many others on this shelf, is to give people medicinal advice in situations where they don't have access to pay. It serves platitudes, while also telling everyone that traditional medicine, the kind people don't have access to, and which costs more than this book, is wholeness, unity, balance. On the other hand, can basically take care of anything. When it's up to your mind to heal yourself, then it's because of your mind. Various paranatural books still litter the shelf.
Minute перерыв, 5-minute break. Привет, сори. Я думал, нет никого. YouTube показывает один человек. Это мой телефон. Лайк поставь, пожалуйста. Хорошая игра, но не хватает интересных каких-то историй. Или вот. Что-то не хватает. Но она просто в этом, блядь. В лучших играх Стима. 100 лучших... 100 самых продаваемых играх Стима она. И много обзоров хвалебных. Типа, одна из лучших игр. Ты проходил Disco Elysium? Дождь пошел.
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on you!
Don't think so.
Silence. He takes the photo. Grey eyes dart back and forth on the glossy surface. His face hard as a stone, but beneath it.
Спасибо. Ну чё, ты поправился? С больницы выписали. Ты Disco Elysium будешь проходить?
Fucking loincloths. Really did him in.
What it means.
I can tell you what this one means. Only one. You want to hear what happened here? Our colonel is deep in the bush here. Deep in the fucking bush. In Benital, 41. Monsoon.
Benital is one of the inhabited islands of the Seminese archipelago near the Pale. Covered in jungle, it was anchor point for the Seminese nationalists in the proxy war held on the islanders' territory.
Как читаю. У тебя без озвучки. Вон, я ж читаю.
He spent a month behind enemy lines, scouting kipped villages. Nothing but fucking bugs and snakes for fun. Men are getting restless.
With some strange emotion. This is about to get really graphic. Last moment to back off.
Our boy, he's only a captain then, but he knows how these men think. If they don't see action soon. At dawn, he comes upon two kips, breeding in the bushes by the river. Or maybe they weren't breeding. Maybe they were just making eyes at each other. I like to think they were breeding. We shot the boy. He was useless, but the girl, she was nice. A little fat, you know. Not too old. She was quite the entertainment. For the week she lasted, expired in the hands of Sarge Mason. The kind of guy who'd make Chief there shit his pants and cry like a bitch. God. Mason couldn't let go. Cut the tits off.
Не, недорогая. 200 рублей стоит.
Said primitive spirits were watching over him now. Drowned in a creek a week later. Spirits, my ass.
Something stirs in your stomach.
No. I was in the domain. In Jamrock. Being a bouncer.
Go ahead. All right now. Free commerce! On the photo in your hands, the dead man's skin is studded with stars. Tens, hundreds of them, littering his dead skin. Right to free flow of commerce! Fucking fuck. I'm going to interpret that as a yes. There's a tribunal, and it won't be long until it's...
How about you fuck off now, huh?
Okay, of course.
The man's breathing steadies, but his eyes are still narrow. Slowly, he's trying to get his right-to-work dance back on. A rusting control panel with loose wires dangling out from the hole where an indicator light used. This panel usually closes the waterlock, turning it into a bridge that lets you cross the canal. But there's a crashed salmon and butter sign in the way. You pull the lever all the way up until the metal... Nothing happened. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. A cold gust of wind blowing in from the sea. Nothing happens. A spring brings the lever back to its... Wasn't there a sign over there saying functionality will be restored on Wednesday morning? The crumpled salmon and butter billboard still soaks in the canal, marked by tire tracks. The lieutenant looks... The crumpled salmon and butter billboard still... The lieutenant looks on, waiting for you to wrap up.
Чтобы они не говорили, можно реплики отключить. Эти что, английский язык мешает? Наоборот. Интонацию, голоса слов.
Hello, hello. Let me know.
Make way for the master poet.
Какую Зельду? Через эмулятор Breath of Wild? Через эмулятор CMO? Или ты себе Wii U купил? В больницу привезли. Сори. На свече. Ясно. Я проходил ее, до конца дошел. Последняя башня. И думал потом, раз потом, и так и не прошел конец. Ну да, Зельда Breath of Wild одна из лучших игр. Она огромная. Там некоторые места без прохождения пройдешь. По крайней мере, я не мог. Чего не говорите? Я тебе ничего не сказал. Я сказал, что я до конца дошел. До последнего босса. Как это не спойлер. Везде есть боссы. Блять, а как туда попасть?
Right to work! Right
Как боссы есть, ты чё? Как ты играл? Ну я тебе не буду рассказывать, что за боссы, но есть босс. Странно. Странно ты играешь. Эмулятор для Зельды с Пентагона нужен. Да какой нахер, я на своем проходил компе 17-го года, все тянуло нормально. i5 у меня был 7500, 16 гигов оператива, видеокарта. Блин, какая у меня карта была? 1050 что ли? Все тянуло без тормозов. Единственное, там в каждом уровне перед началом уровня подгрузка шейдеров была. Там нужно было, когда уровень начинаешь, подождать. Ну, там полминуты, чтобы шейдеры загрузились. Не было у меня никакой 960. 1060 у меня было раньше. А до 1060 у меня было 1050. Я тогда, по-моему, даже не стримил, когда у меня было 1050. Я просто играл. Сори. Колбасори.
An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso of the hanged man, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time the lines intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart.
У меня была 960. Я комп покупал на продажу. Там была 960, 4-гиговая, GeForce Gigabyte WindForce. Была и такая карта. Я этот комп продал за 25 штук. Была такая. Но я недавно его покупал, когда там в сентябре купил, где-то продал в ноябре.
It still kind of looks like gone. For you to discover. You've gotten as far as you... Someone who knows about history. The front of this quarterly journal features a large satirical portrait of the late King Friesel. From the sides of his head, a pair of white... Because white antlers are one of the symbols of communism. They represent a society in accord with the natural world, and at the same time, because Friesel was incompetent, foolish, and cruel. In short, the embodiment of everything the communards wished to overthrow. It's satire, you see. To your disappointment, there aren't any full-color pictures to direct your attention. Just column after column of closely set text, interrupted occasionally by little doodles in black and white. After rifling the pages with your thumb several times, you return to the magazine is divided into several sections. International developments, Kunst und Kultur, and local comrade. As you know, this journal takes its name from Mazov's immortal expression, Du Cristal à la fumée. This was his way of describing, but like the structures of capitalist ideology, we too
Поздравляю,
are at
значит,
risk
ты
of
уже
going
далеко.
à la fumée. Unlike many
Хорошо.
publications which are content to spoon-feed their readers reassuring drivel, La Fumée is committed to telling the radical truth, even when that truth
Меч это
may
почти
drive away
конец.
potential subscribers. Only 4 issues in, and it sounds like they've already alienated their readership.
А на медведе ездил ты? Или на кабане? Голую эльфийку видел?
So please, if you value our radical Mazovian perspective on contemporary politics, culture, and international affairs, please consider subscribing today. Yours in struggle, the editors.
What do you expect? It was laying around the office of the Debarders Union.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you.
А чё ты боссов не убиваешь? Чё ждёшь?
This section includes a long, tedious critique of the latest round of free trade negotiations. You also skip over an article about heavy fuel oil smuggling along the Messina border. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Bear wrestling. It seems to be part of a new public fitness initiative in the People's Republic of Samara, SRV, devised and promoted. According to this extremely credulous account, Uncle Sport, as he's affectionately known to his people, has recently decreed bear wrestling the national sport of the SRV. Based on the description in this article, he appears to be an extremely competent Sapormat. Sport Gelazinski is well into his third decade as president of the SRV. Outside Samara, he's known for three things: brutal repression of internal dissent, monumental corruption, and a near path. It's quite straightforward. A standard match features one man, or in some cases, woman, against one bear. Two competitors, one ring. According to the SRV's Ministry of Information, the program has been a tremendous success. Public support stands at 87%, and youth, this is the SRV we're talking about. If you think those are the real numbers, there's probably a guy who wants to sell you a bridge in La Cherte. What are you, a statistician? Did the moral intern send you on a fact-finding mission? This is the SRV party line, comrade.
The Samaran People's Republic? No, I should expect not. Why do you ask? They're quite the spectacle, as I understand. I've heard they make the people in the front rows wear plastic sheets. On account of the blood, you see.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you.
Чего неинтересно, боссов убивать? Просто... Так ты пока боссов не убьешь, наверное, вся карта не открылась еще.
It takes a moment, but gradually it dawns on you that why they decided to title this one section in Volda is as you leaf through this section, you come across several reviews of recent radio plays, as well as a brief artist spotlight featuring a local. The main feature, though, is a long essay titled Tip Top Tournée, a critical Mazovian. The Tip Top Tournée is an inter-Isolari racing series, mostly known for its high speeds, ludicrous sponsorship deals, and high death toll. In Revachol, it's held quadrennially on the prestigious Zero Carousel racing circuit. This so-called artist spotlight is really just a brief Q&A, made all the briefer by the subject's evident hostility to her interview. You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you. Unsurprisingly, much of this section is taken up with articles declaring unqualified support. You skim the headlines. Paint the harbor red and white. Martinez tames the wild pines. A city in revolt. First, finally, there's a brief article by the writer, G. Martin, accusing the owner of the Capeside Apartments of illegally attempting to evict certain communist tenants simply for not having paid their rent. According to these editorials, private enterprise is simply a means of organizing labor. It goes on to call the Wild Pines a nightmarish transnational leech. So you flip back to the front of the magazine. You take the legal documents out of the envelope, a 12 to 40 month construction period, and the zoning plan in the addendum. The youth center cuts into the ocean like the bow of some great modern ship. Apparently, it's going to cover most, if not all, of the street. It's going to be awfully close to the already existing buildings, almost wall to wall, practically integrating them.
I'm no property lawyer, but it looks fine. I like the print size. They're not selling or leasing anything. It's not a perfect solution, but...
Ясно. Легенда Зельды. В этом году вторая часть выйдет.
How else are you going to build something? It's always inconvenient to build things, and citizens inevitably have disagreements over such construct. There is no loophole. The simple truth is, the current residents are going to lose their street access, and for the next 12 to 40 months, their lives will be dominated by constant construction noise right next door. Once the construction starts, it'll probably take a few months, a year maybe, for even the most stubborn occupants to get tired of living like this. After that, they'll sell their property for cheap and move out.
I should have seen it. Evrard probably has eyes on us, but we could try to get other people to sign this instead of those listed. Or you could forge their signatures yourself. By the time he finds out, we'll already be gone. However, we'll need access to the coast before we do anything. Evrard won't believe you got villager signatures if you can't even get to the village. You can try forgery as soon as we can cross the waterlock.
Так, вряд ли. В этом году или в следующем выйдет Breath of Wild 2, или как там называется. Точно, почитаю,
The
погуглю.
map features the patchwork grid of the streets of Martinez, with directions to appropriately touristy locations. Your finger moves through the various streets, across, finally coming to a halt on the spot where you are currently standing.
For a more detailed view of the map, go to your journal and select the map tab.
А чё не в 25-м? Или в 23-м, или в 24-м? 100%.
Wow, you work hard. Oh, yes, you hustle. You're a provider. It's tough out there, but you keep it real and provide. Oh, yeah, like a horse, a workhorse for hard work. Look at yourself. You're a human pedometer. You must have walked 200,000 steps down cracked asphalt, mosaic, sand, and linoleum. That is the sign of a hustler who never gives up. The world is harsh and people are evil. You didn't make it that way, and you won't let it break you. You
Я взгляну. Минута.
A little. You make money. You got gills, baby. Got those black papers with the faces of the innocents on them. You bring in the Franco Negros and the Solas. It ain't easy, but you do it. Day in and day out. You didn't make the rules, but you won't lose. You're a cop, and a sprinter, and a money printer. Can't say that. You shook him. You're a killer. A shark. Yeah, you're in the sales business. Shake 'em for shit and then pawn it off. Law officer style. Sure. And has it been easy? Is life easy? Have you not gone into cardiac arrest? Are you not about to have an anxiety attack or shoot yourself in the... Are you rich? That's right. You work harder than anyone. You almost rode yourself to the grave, and you're still practically a...
Ну вот, а ты говорил,
Why
нет,
is that?
я прав, я умный. А ты не знаешь, Кадасиль-то. Не знал.
Boo-hoo. The system is broken. The establishment is keeping me down. That's not the fuck yeah attitude you're used to. What is this? Why are you so poor? That's right. 100%. Fucking G-Man's got his jam-covered sticky fingers in your pocket. Stealing from you. Our tax is almost non-existent in the Gotham estate. That is Revachol. You and I both, but they got those indirect modes of taxation. Sales tax, excise duty, extraction tax. This tax that doesn't even have a name. Plus, there's the stuff people in other countries pay for that makes them ask for more. 98% of all your money. Here you go, hustler. Fight the righteous fight. Free the people. Keep it real. Keep it street. Keep foaming at the mouth furiously on the tax issue.
Ты что, дали поиграть, друг? Я думал, тебе ты купил. Как туда залезть? А, блядь. Может, как-то через город.
Fuck does Kuno care? You found Kuno's secret door to Kuno's secret shack. It was closed for 5,000 years. How the fuck did you get in? Pig, that's the past. You and Kuno are now. Let's talk about how you opened the secret door, and then what? You fucking there.
He's trying to fuck at you again, Kuno!
That's where Kuno gets his daily hit of electric. Kuno Shazam.
Bet you'd like to ride the lightning too, wouldn't you? You feel tired and old, but you could have that sparkle in your eyes.
Oh, that? Kuno decapitates pigs. That's just a Kuno demo tape. Yeah, to the both of you, watch your ass in.
He is incredibly pleased with himself right now.
It's a vitamin pig? Don't you know anything?
You could use some.
Yeah, it's the mag. You fucking need that shit to stay on top of your game. Kuno goes through like a tube a day. Rip.
Oh, don't teach him, Kuno! He's gonna use it against you, Kuno!
You're not getting this, pig. It completely takes away the hangover. It's like you didn't do anything. Like you stayed home playing with your choo-choo.
Fuck you, pig! Don't do mag! You're gonna OD and you're gonna fucking die!
Good call, Pigmeister. Don't come and talk to Kuno about his kid. So? Yeah, so? Kuno did sick the pigs on him.
Kuno sent your fat ass running around like...
Look, pig. Kuno sent you to rough some people up. Kuno played you. That happened. Now you and Kuno should move on. You got fucked. You got fucked, pig. Fucked bad. Of course you're gonna remember this. Now get the fuck out of here. Grief and look. After this shit, you better have something real interesting to say if you want to stay in Kuno's face.
Сколько стоит? 20 000.
Real interesting!
The fuck about it? You're testing.
Get lost!
The fuck do you want with it? Good call, Pigmeister. Don't come in. Kuno doesn't.
Hear that? Magnesium. That's what you're lacking. The lack of magnesium. Yes, and it's critical. Look at yourself. You're practically devolving into a fish. You need to get so magged up. You've probably had 2 heart attacks and a minor stroke already. And the only prescription is insane amounts of magnesium. Yes, if you want to live, you need to evolve. You need to transcend the carbon barrier. Go to the apothecary and buy insane.
Ну вот, кредит возьми.
I'll die before I squeal, pig!
Хуит. Что за хуит?
The bed is still cold from the broken window, and not too... That sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary-eyed with joy. It's almost touching how syrupy and sticky it is. How long have you been up already? Oh, excuse me. Do you have something better to do than lust for sweet syrupy rum and lemonade? With a twist of lemon? Maybe lime. Maybe who cares? Just rum? Yeah, man, yeah. Your mesolimbic reward pathway is going wild at the thought. Lick it, lick it, lick it, your receptors chant. Calmly, the lieutenant looks out of the window, then to you, licking the tasty rum stain off the counter.
What are you doing? We should move.
You could definitely go for some more. The titillating scent of alcohol in your nostrils was beautiful. You see a heavy steel door.
I've got nothing to say to you.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? This is Sylvie Malaik. Yes. Oh, great. What else do you need, detective?
You hear the call.
Anything else? Like just a moment.
10-4, come in, officer. Over.
Wait. Before you say anything stupid, think it. You're going to be looking at a straitjacket if you tell everyone you lost
Холодно.
your memory.
1,
Be
2, 3
smart about
градуса,
this.
0.
Ask if he's there alone.
Ten four, sir, I'm not hearing your question. 10-9, repeat message. I didn't get that, sir. Over. What? What is it? What can... He seems intoxicated and keeps asking me to call...
Mullen's drunk and emotionally aggressive.
Wrap it up. Don't indulge in his drunken antics. Understood, sir. Roger that. 10-10, over and out.
Какой еще ТЦ? Какой еще ДС? Я не понимаю, что за игра ДС. А, Dead Space, да, буду проходить. Блин. Тут ДС это и Dark Souls. А он дорогой, 1450 будет со всеми этими, блин, наценками, из-за того, что напрямую не купишь. Но больше-то играть не во что, только Dark Souls, блин. Dead Space.
It's you again. What is it? friends? You mean his squad mates from Crenell?
Wouldn't want to beat up his grandma.
This is what happens if you take the law into your own hands. Other people start doing it too.
Let them come. The Hardy Boys are right fucking here.
You heard the man. Right here. We're armed. We got the
Правильно,
whole
чтобы не играли
district behind
халявщики.
us. And Glenn.
Такие 3D новые пусть поставят. Только благородные покупатели играли. 3D новый поставят и 4-ю еще сверху прикрутят. И делают требования, чтобы на i7 работал 32 гига оперативки, видеокарта только минимум 8-гиговая и только на SSD диске. Причем не на просто SSD, а на SSD NVE. Вот так надо прям сделать максимально зверские требования. А требуется 64 гига рекомендуемые, какой-нибудь там 49, ну ладно, блядь, 4070. — 200 гигабайт памяти, что-нибудь такое.
Yeah. A well-oiled murder machine. The fuck is that supposed to mean?
We're not bees. We're men. We're socialists.
Сейчас гляну минуту. У тебя не потянет все равно, сори. Требования Dead Space этого видел. Там же, он же этот, это же Next Gen игра. Так что только YouTube прохождение, пока ты апгрейд не сделаешь.
Easy. He's trying to phase you. What are you trying to do? Scare my men? So are the local gangs. The fucking Barmy Army. And the Madre scum.
Yeah. Where are they now, huh? Send back to Madre in an...
These people are trained military professionals.
Требования открой, почитай Dead Space ремейк, тогда поймешь. Больше 960 твоя не вывезет ее. Или какая у тебя там 980?
No, they're not. They're uncoordinated and drunk. We know more about them than you think. We got weapons of our own. We got Ister 50s, Zeelagers. Glenn's got a knock cannon at home. I guess we're gonna see.
That was an unsure phrasing.
Yeah, like you've been up against ceramic armor. You haven't even seen the whole suit, right? I've seen the whole fucking thing, and it didn't make him immortal. Big fucking surprise. They hire psycho scum, arm them to the teeth, and let them loose in the city. What do you think is gonna happen? What do you mean, okay? No, they won't. Get out of here with your negative energy.
All he means is that the situation is serious.
No wonder you cops get shot to shit every day. Can't go to war with an attitude like that.
Не пойдет. У тебя сколько гигов оперативы? Какой процессор? Компьютер свой напиши. Жесткий диск у тебя или SSD? А то кроме того, что у тебя 980, я же ничего не знаю.
Yeah.
Wouldn't want to beat up his grandma.
This is what happened.
Let them come.
You heard. Yeah. Well, oh, the fuck is...
We're not beat.
Easy. Yeah.
These
No, they're not. They're... We got weapons of our... I guess we're...
That was an unsure phrasing.
Yeah. Like you haven't even seen the whole suit, right? Big fucking surprise. They hire psycho scum, arm them to the teeth, and let them loose in the city. What do you think? What do you mean, okay? Yeah, just try not to get in the way when the whoop-ass flies open.
I think he meant a can of whoop-ass.
It's you again. What is it?
Establish authority. Yes. Authority. Feverish thoughts race through your mind.
And what exactly is it you've been doing that's so goddamn special? Shitting yourself in front of us. Going around, arrest, all the while talking racist shit. Don't think we aren't watching, fascia. People here trust us. We're getting complaints.
Fascia. That's short for fascist.
Of course you have. You've been calling...
Callie said they've been trying to set up a race rally, whatever the fuck that means. Trying to get the kips out of Revachol before the economy goes to shit.
He's not racist, and there is no rally. There is no Carly either. It's a joke. Let's move on. I'll get some air.
What happened? You got your ass handed to you. Always go with the gun. How are you going to get out of this?
It's you again. What is it?
establish authority yet.
Why?
This is not what he thinks. I'm afraid it's not what you think it is either.
What in the name of...
I don't want to give you my gun.
The fuck is happening?
Easy, Shanks. I want to see where this is going.
Процессор у тебя слабый. Устарел. Итак. А у тебя жесткий диск или SSD?
Silence. He tilts.
Be careful. It's loaded.
Good. Now put it in your mouth. I want to point it at them. Everyone knows how to do that. You're a special man.
What are you doing?
Genuine panic flies.
Fellas, you getting any of this? Fellas, the cop is real.
No, that is not what is happening. This show is unnecessary.
He's desperately trying to offer a counter-narrative.
He's not gonna...
No. He'll do it. Go ahead, son.
Kisses, kisses, kisses.
Точно будет тормозить. Этому, как его зовут, Dead Space только SSD нужен.
We'll solve the case. Look at me. Don't worry. This demonstrates.
Inside the small mechanism, you can hear a spring.
Yeah. Cause I sorta wanna see...
You won't, man. His fucking balls ain't big enough.
What in the name of...
Acidic taste on your lips. Corrosive.
А Калиста протокол ты играл? Видишь, Калиста бы не потянул.
The fuck is he... Some
Nothing. Give me the gun.
Deranged cop.
Сейчас посмотрю требования. Карта-то мощнее, чем у тебя нужна. Не потянет. И проц мощнее, чем у тебя. Тут минимальная карта. GeForce 1070 или Radeon 5700 и процессор 6-ядерный обязательно. 12-поточный, а у тебя процессор 4-ядерный. Даже не 8-поточный, просто 4-ядерный. Не потянет, точно. Но если потянет, тормозить будет. Или не включится, или будет дико тормозить, играть невозможно. Я вот требования открыл. Там у тебя ни процессор не подходит, ни видеокарта не подходит, ни этот. Правда, по поводу SSD, ни SSD тут не написано.
It's you again. What is it?
Establish authority. Yes. Authority. Feverish thoughts.
Stop shitting your pants. You don't need the law.
Yeah. Aren't you listening? It's done. Finito.
For God's sake, stop shouting! Stop! They're not going to give you anything. Of course it concerns me if...
Easy, babes. What is this? I can't have a slap fight in my...
We are deep in Far's territory. We need to cool off and re-engage.
Everyone can see you picked some wrong options. Next time you have to come up with better things to say.
It's you again. What is it?
Establish authority. Yes. Authority. Feverish thoughts race through your mind. Did you already try the gun thing? I hear the gun thing is excellent, and as you're probably right, the others are only there for filler, to make the gun thing pop.
Why?
This is, I'm afraid, it's not what you think it is either.
What in the...
The fucking...
Easy, Shanks. I want to see where this is going.
Silence.
Be careful. It's loaded.
Good. Now put it in your mouth. I want to point it at them. Everyone knows how to do that. You're a special man. You're going to...
What are you doing?
Genuine
Fellas, you getting any of this? Fellas.
No, that isn't...
He's desperately trying to offer a count.
He's not...
No.
Kisses, kisses, kisses.
What in the...
Acidic taste on your lips. Corrosive. Once as a child, you put your tongue against the
The fuck is he... Some
Nothing. Give me the gun. We'll solve the...
Inside.
Yeah. Cause I sorta wanna see that shit.
You won't, man. His fucking balls ain't big enough.
Thank you. Nothing to worry about here, people. My partner likes to play these jokes. He's what you call dark.
Dark? What the fuck was that, you carnies? We haven't seen our...
I knew he wasn't gonna do it.
No. I still have my money on him. Sooner or later, he has that look.
Какие 60 FPS от фантазер ты? А, на средних, ну да. Я думал, на ультрах у тебя 60 FPS. Не, ну посмотрим. По требованиям не подходит твой компьютер ни по процессору, ни по видеокарте. Может, они, конечно, завысили требования. Надо и проверять.
Do not think you're fair.
Again, it was a dark joke. Maybe we should go for a little walk, Joker, before we continue. Jogging around seems to have a positive effect on you. What in the name of hell was that supposed to be? A theatrical suicide attempt. We need to talk about it. Yes, Well, I was able to recontextualize it as dark. I understand you sometimes employ extreme interrogation tactics, but I want you to... We can't have RCM officers going around putting guns in their mouths. We can't afford to have that image. Few institutions can. Good. I'm glad we...
It's you again. What is it?
Establish authority. Yes. Authority. Feverish thoughts race through your mind.
And what all the while?
Fascia. That's short for fascist.
What are you talking about? Guns are the only thing you have.
Carly said they've been trying to set up a mass execution. Bulk purchasing.
I can believe that. Carly works in a gun shop.
Oh my god. The art. They're using it against you.
There's no mass execution, officer. Just ask questions and don't get sidetracked.
Please don't set up a mass execution. You'll never be able to pull it off. The logistics alone are insane. Just ask questions. Be a normal cop.
It's you again. What is it?
Establish authority. Yes.
And what all the while?
Fascia. That's short for fascist.
Of course.
Yeah.
Now that.
Yes. Shit.
You don't have to be the butt of every joke. You're making the...
It's you again. What is it?
Establish authority. Yes.
And what all the while?
Fascia. That's short for fascist.
So you keep...
Yeah. Carly said you've been hanging...
I can believe...
There is no Carly.
Please stop hanging around the jungle gym. Whatever you're doing there is making...
It's you again. What is it?
Establish authority.
And what all the while?
Fascia. That...
Carly said they've been trying to set up a race rally, whatever the fuck that means. Trying to get the kips out of Revachol before the economy goes to shit.
He's not racist, and there is no rally. There is no Carly either. It's a joke. Let's move on or get some air.
What happened? You got your ass handed to you. Always go with the gun. How are you going to get out of this now?
У меня как раз пойдет. У меня процессор Ryzen 5600X. Видеокарта 3060 Ti. Что там еще надо ему? Надо его в оперативы есть. А больше ничего ему не надо. Я понял, что шутник. Всё, пизда, тупик. Ладно, отсюда конец. Хуй знает, что дальше делать. Там, получается, нужно авторитет поднять, а я навык авторитета поднять не могу.
Behind the dockworkers, a ceiling height window.
Читать надо. А, это какие-то навыки. Энциклопедию, что ли, поднять. 6 часов. А, не могу усвоить. А у меня чеки заблокированы. Пойду к урну, давай. Все, на сегодня все. Спасибо, что смотрели. Ставьте лайки, подписывайтесь, пишите комментарии, нажимайте на колокольчик. Не пропустите новые видео. До новых встреч. Спать.